Absolutely. They can raise a hand and ask questions.
Yeah. So we have a very 1 hour. So within 1 hour, the more you will respond, I will quickly finish it off and we can enjoy our weekend, Saturday. So what is your understanding on intellectual property? And there's no hard and fast rule, or there's no pass and fail, just understanding. We all are professional working from so long in our respective organizations on in our respective domains. Anyone?
Own the rights of the software or any technology for that matter.
Yeah.
For a given amount of time or certain period of time.
So intellectual property is just like a tree. What I observed that during discussion, during RFP, RFQs, and during discussion with customer, some leadership, they will come up, hey, we need to ensure that IP is getting protected. Nobody will do anything, the IP matters and all. But even they also don't know sometimes that when we are saying IP, what is the meaning of IP? What we can say that this is IP. And let me tell you, IP is such a strong domain that right now at today's if United States of America is so strong because they have respected their IP. Israel is so strong because they have respected their IP. Even all these big technical firms like Microsoft, Google, or GE, or Philips, and all those big brand, right? Who are dominating the their respective business sector, they are up to that level. Even IITs, MIT, all these big educational institutions, they are at that level. Harvard, and Cambridge, they are at that level because they have somewhere respected their IP. That is why they are at that level, right? So let me tell you the agenda of this session. IPR, what is the type of IPR? What is the significance of IP knowledge and IT industry? How can we use IP evaluation skills during our gap assessment, audits, internal audit, external audit, right? What is the connection and the dotted that connects between intellectual property and information security or cyber security? Do we really assess the IP assets during doing a risk assessment for the account or the business function, or from InfoSec perspective, ISMS perspective, PIMS perspective, right? So all those things will be get covered in this session. Now tell me, this is very, very generic slide. You might see a lot of social media people forward it in an WhatsApp group and all that, right? So here some data has been given, right? Might be it is not updated, accurate, because I think it is a 2-year or 3-year-old data, but still I'm using it because I just wanted to convey or establish some fact. So can somebody tell me what is the unique fact I wanted to establish here? It is very obvious.
Data.
Indians are
well employed everywhere.
Not employed. They're in some critical, crucial roles in contributing.
Yeah. So Indians are dominating the whole world, all big organizations. When it comes to the intellect, they definitely have some intellect. That is why they are at this level, right? Okay, let me go on the second slide. What is our understanding? What is the common fact here?
CEO.
You have, and then the president of World Bank is also there, right? Board of Amazon is also there, right? What I'm trying to establish here? What is the message I wanted to convey here?
Indians have that innovative capability, creative
intelligence of the intellect.
When it comes to the intelligence, we are far we were very ahead from the others, right? Even it is all these firms, all those World Bank or Micron, IBM, Google, all are not Indian company. They are all like US based, some other country, all are Western countries who this firm belong to, but they are being ruled by Indian based origin people, right? Like Satya Nadella, Sundar Pichai, and all that, Shantanu, they all are Indian based people, and their origin is in India. So it shows that when it comes to the intellect, we are too good that we can even handle and lead the organization, which is not based off India. That is a US-based company, EU-based company, or some other advanced countries, right? But when it comes to the intellect, we are so good. Somebody, can you tell me? I think most of you have seen this movie, Three Idiot, right? I just wanted to give you the example of IP. So this guy, why this Chatur Ramalingam, who was a topper of the university, and he went and he became some big shot in a US-based organization, I think MD or senior vice president or something. He came from US through India to Ladakh in the search of Amir Khan. For what reason? And even though he's saying that, Jahapana to see great ho, tofa kabul karo and all that. For what reason? Even though Amir Khan, according to the movie and the storyline, is officially illiterate. He don't have any knowledge. He don't have any degree. He don't have any certifications for degree, whatever. He did all this schooling and everything in the name of that other person who is a big shot's son, right? Officially, he's illiterate. He's unpad gawar. He don't know. He's not educated. Sir, all of you have seen that movie, sir. It has been 10 years.
He had done an invention with probably he had the patent for it or something like that.
Yeah. So he had created something that has some value associated with that, and he got some rights on those invention, and that is why that guy came from US behind him to get the invention to get the licenses from Amir Khan so that he can showcase to his company. Even though he said, "Arey Baba, accept it, otherwise I will lose my job. I am a top vice president or something, but still I might lose my job," right? So this is such a critical subject. Very beautifully articulated and demonstrated in that movie that how IP matters. So in these two slides, I have depicted that how, where we are when it comes to the intellect, right? Now in coming slide, I will demonstrate where we are when it comes to the protection of intellectual property. So if you see here, can somebody read it like TM means trademark. Trademark applied for? What is written here? One person, even somebody speak then it. Anybody? What is written here? TM applied for?
Trademark.
Why is that?
Yes.
We are all in Hyderabad, most of you.
Yes.
Vizag, right? And here it is.
Vizag.
TM applied for? Vizag Steel. Okay. This is, both of them are registered. These are two applications. I have taken it from government side. Okay. So these are the two applications, both are registered, right? As on date 23 of 10th, 24 last year. So I'm not taking the recent one. I don't know, probably some status change or not, but as of now on this date, this is the status. Here is the brand is Vizag. Here is also it's Vizag Steel. What is the goods and services? All this metal and all this steel and all, right? Here also they are also in the similar. This class is same class goods and services belong to, right? Same product, same services, same kind of products. This company belong to
Australia and one is India.
This is our Navratna company, sir.
Right, government of
Vizag Steel Plant. Yeah.
This is our Navratna company. Pride of India. Pride of India, right? This certificate, they have the date of application is
3rd March.
Year.
Hello.
Yes, sir. 1994, right? And here the date of application is
2008.
2008. So the Vizag, our Navaratna company, who have their own R&D sector, wherein lot of engineers, lot of PhD, IITians are probably getting hired, getting paid huge amount to do some research, to come up with some technology, some invention or inventive steps that our product, our iron rod, our steel should have a additive advantage, which is compared to other products, right? And they are working in the business and trade from 1994, and somebody from Australia coming in India, right? This is a proper D&D group from something. They're from Australia. They are coming in India, filing the application in 2008 and getting registered. So right now, if you go in the market, let's say you're a contractor, you're constructing some big road or some own house or a school, college, whatever. and going in the market, some big shop and asking, okay, I need a Vizag area only. So they will give this fella Vizag area. And everything will be like trademark and everything will be very authentic. They have a right to put TM and R means registered trademark on their product. And you will very happily get that. Tomorrow something will happen, something you will not get expected results. You will start cursing this Vizag steel plant, right? So here what I'm trying to show that how come our Navratna company, who the pride of India, they somewhere failed to protect their own intellectual property, which they have created by taking lot of pain, stroke, effort in the business and trade on so many years. And they were able to, they failed to protect their own intellectual property. Yeah, any doubt in this? Yeah. In next slide.
Yeah, there is a question.
Yeah, Mr. Srinivasan, tell me.
Yeah. So my question is that it is already being registered in, I think, in 1994. Now somebody else has done it in 2008, actually. But if we have not registered and all, then yes, I would say I would call it as a blunder. But we have already done it. We have got the rights.
Very
so
good
we can
question.
always contest
Yeah.
against.
Very good question. So as I said, in 2.5 years, I was into this domain. So the moment you file your trademark, right? First objection will come. It will be a proper 1.5 year or 2 year process with trademark registry. That is a kind of a court, trademark court. You can see that. Even I got selected as a trademark examiner for Mumbai office. We have only 4 offices for entire country: Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, and for Mumbai, Delhi. So 4 offices for the entire south region is for this Gindi. You have a Gindi in Chennai. There is a IP office. So wherein all the I will come up on those. So the moment you file application, first objection will come from trademark examiner, right? They will come up with their examination report that they will say, hey, already some brand are existing. Then the other party attorney will come up with their submission. No, this is not similar with their own contention, right? Some argument and basis of Indian court and all that, probably some logic, some grounds they will pass from government offices. Then once the government offices will pass, accept it. Okay, now I accept it, but now I'm publishing it in trademark general that is getting published twice in the month, right? So in that general, once it is get published, then all the well-known, all the big brand name, right? They should review those journals. Their lawyers, their attorneys should review those journals. Is there somebody have filed a similar brand like me? So that is what probably Reliance, Tata, Mahindra, all these big brand lawyers dedicatedly reviewing those journals, which is getting published twice in a month, and selecting all those similar brand and sending them a legal notice. No, I am not going to accept. We are going to sue you or fight in the court of law. Then both the lawyers will connect and long process is there, right? So somewhere such a big organization, Vizag Steel Plant, their lawyers missed it, right? That's what I'm trying to establish here. So I think that is fine, right, sir? And even though, let's say our lawyer missed it, even though some sort of inspection, some sort of analysis should be conducted by the big brands, whether is there any duplicate brands are there in the market who is encashing my goodwill and reputation, right? So that should be there. Next, this slide, the first slide, I was explaining that how come one of the government big Navratna company somehow failed to protect their own intellectual property. It is still probably getting encashed by other company. This slide I'm trying to emphasize that this is, I just highlighted, masked all those information. This is India's #1 IT firm, right? And this amount is not only 125 million, it is a 200 something million dollars. They have paid to EPIC. EPIC is a very, very critical application. Without that, we cannot, imagine to process healthcare data in US. So if you're talking about healthcare industry and supporting healthcare industry from India, you have to have understanding on EPIC application. It is very, very critical application for healthcare processing of healthcare data in US region, right? So our almost number one IT firm, right, in India, one of the top IT firm in India, he failed to identify that their teams, their IT engineers are somehow infringing the IP rights of their stakeholders. And then EPIC filed a case against the firm. They, after the process, this is what they do. This is the amount, kind of amount they paid to that IT firm, to the EPIC application US-based firm, right? Since then, EPIC is not doing any kind of business directly with the India-based companies. If you have to do, you have to create your own entity in US, and they will work only with that US-based entity. I think there are some exceptions. Some organizations are there that only with them they are working, but not more. I think 1 or 2 companies are there with they are working on right now, right? So here you can see that how one of the top Indian IT firm failed to protect the intellectual property of the one of their critical stakeholder, and they ended up paying this much of amount. Right, we are only talking about 2%, 4% of the annual turnover of the organization, GDPR, HIPAA, CCPA. Now we have a DORA is coming up. Now we have NIS2 is coming up, right? So we are focusing more on that. But this is also penalty, right? And happening because of lack of awareness, right? And it is also happening in our environment. So being IT security auditor, being IT auditor, right, ISMS auditor, this is also one domain that should be checked upon, right, by us as during the audits. And why that should be checked upon by us only, not from legal team or not from other team, I will come back to on this. This is the region. So whether you are talking about CISA, CISM, CISSP, CC, so many other certifications are there. They all are talking ultimately about protection of data, right? If we are, categorizing all kind of assets, whatever assets you can imagine, right? It is whether it's a tangible asset that you can touch and feel, my laptop, my building, my phone, my water bottle, all are tangible assets. Intangible assets. So as I said, that IP is just like a tree. That tree has several branches. One is the patent, trademark, copyright, design, GI. I will explain on coming slide. And necessarily, it is not required that being IT security person, you should have an understanding of each and every domain, right? But if you ask me, let's say trademark, why you should not be aware about trademark? Why you should be aware about design, GI? GI stands for geographical indication. It is important because for you, copyright and patent is very, very critical, right? And to differentiate what is GI, what is trademark, you have to have understanding on all the domains of IP, right? IP is also data, just like because we cannot touch and feel. So if you're talking about data privacy, hey, it is a sensitive personal information, sensitive business information, sensitive financial information that have a lot of value. In the next statement, our data isn't the new oil; it's a way more valuable than that in current trend, in current scenario. So just like we are giving more emphasis on security of personal data, sensitive personal information, patient data, healthcare data, business data, financial data, right? PII data. Similar kind of attention should be given to IP data also. That is somewhere we missed. We are missing. Not all the organization. We are covering some or the other way, but yes, the focus should be given equally to on IP data as well. So IP also you cannot touch and feel. That is also data only. So when we're talking about data protection, we should always include IP data, and that is why I was raising that why not legal but IT security team, ISMS team, internal audit team should look into it specifically. Here you can see that in one of the product, how you can differentiate what kind of IP are existing. So I have seen people say, hey, he infringed my IP, or I will file IP suit on somebody, right? So there's nothing called IP suits. IP is nothing. IP is just, it's a very vague and very unclear statement. If you're talking about somebody saying, oh, you infringe my IP rights. So, okay, what kind of IP rights? Whether it's a trademark, patents, copyright, trade secret, design, because all these domain are a different act. Trademark Act 1999 is there, Copyright 1970 is there, Patent in 1970s there, right? Design 2000, all are act. I'm talking about Indian scenario. So if you see EU IPU, this is for this screenshot I've taken from European Union Intellectual Property Office, right? So all, what kind of IP has been infringed, that is something you need to know. And being IT security person, probably some of them are very critical, right? So these kind of intellectual properties are existing in one product that is called your mobile phone. Sometime back, we have seen lot of IP rights for IP battle was going on between Android and iPhone, right? And huge million of compensation they were paying each other, right? Just like all our big search engines or big social media platform, they are paying penalties to the ICO, an Information Commissioner Officer or privacy courts, right? So if you are considering data privacy breaches, then we should also consider IP rights breaches because that is equally important. Now I will explain you what is the trademark. You know, right? It is very generic. All the brands are trademark. Trademark, we can have a collective mark. We can have a certification mark. Collective mark means a group of people who are qualifying certain criteria. They can use that mark. The example could be lawyers. Example could be chartered accountants, doctors, right? And I would, it's a very good platform. I would suggest the leadership here, whoever is present, might be we can come up with the one certification, collective mark for security professionals. That's any security professionals who are qualifying in their car, on their bike, or they should have some badges. Okay. By looking at that, we should differentiate. Oh, though he's an IT guy, he's working in an IT company, but he is a security professionals. Something like that. Just like lawyers, doctors have their own collective marks, right? Certification mark means if somebody, organization, or individual is comply with certain standards, they can get the certification mark. The good example is IC Square, certification, CISSP. They will get whoever will complete the exam, clear the exam, they will get the certification. Like ISACA, like egg mark for products, HAL mark for gold, right? So these are not very important, but I am explaining you because the IP which is really important for us to understand that we need to understand this as well. Otherwise, we will not be able to differentiate. Form of trademark, visual, audio, musical notes, right? That can be also a trademark. Now, recently, I came to know that bitter taste of beer, that is also getting trademarked in the UK. So anything that can connect with, you can identify certain product or certain reputation with product, right, or services, that is a brand. Geographical indication, here you can see all those geographical indications. Somebody can tell me any example of geographical indication? Geographical indication is any service or any product who have some distinguishable and distinctive qualities because that product belongs to certain geography, right? That is called GI. It is not at all very important for you. As I said, I'm explaining because to understand upcoming IP rights, which is very critical for all of us as a security auditor, cyber security professionals. This is like, okay, I know GI, so that we can differentiate. Okay, this is GI, this is trademark, this is copyright, this is design, right? So GI is not very critical, but yes, for your awareness, I wanted to understand. If somebody wanted to give any thoughts that what can be added here?
Yeah, people are adding on the chat. Tirupati Laddu, Lepakshi, Lucknow, Shikankari.
Correct. So in Hyderabad, I think Tirupati Laddu is GI. We have already got, but Hyderabadi biryani is not a GI tag because I was a part of that case during 2008, wherein it got rejected by the Chennai court, stating that if you are providing GI tag to Hyderabad, again Muradabadi biryani, Lucknowi biryani, Kerala biryani will again come. But yes, from yesterday we have started Ramzan and we are getting Halim. So Halim is GI tagged product of Hyderabad and the pride of Hyderabad. Okay. So this is what GI is, right? Copyright. Copyright is very critical for all of us. You can see all those things that, all those books, your movies, music, software, this, CD drive, nowadays it is not being used, but yes, whatever is code and program is here, that is the copyrighted, right? Why copyright is very critical for all of us?
We need to make money because we invested in that, right? To create some product, some tangible thing.
So whenever I'm
That's
taking
what
my
I think we have
Hmm.
this anti-piracy basically because of that, right? A new movie getting released in another unauthorized channels, right? You know,
Mhm.
and they lose revenue or money because of that. So if the copyright is with the producer, and obviously he can go take legal action. Otherwise,
Fair
you
enough,
know,
fair enough.
the
Yeah.
whole work he has put in, it doesn't get his ROI.
So being a IT professional, right? We are maximum here IT professionals are there in this call probably. And being from Hyderabad, how come software is very, very critical from copyright perspective?
Same thing, you write your code, you have a product, somebody,
Correct,
you know,
correct.
unless it's, you know, has copyright. If people say, even Microsoft Office, why do you take licensed? Because of that, because
So,
only, yeah.
So copyright is very, very critical because we are directly getting involved in the coding and programming. So whatever code and program are getting, being written for our customer, that is the subject matter of copyright. And let me tell you, we have seen that people, we are getting access to customer environment via VPN, via VMware, via Citrix, via any other technical mechanism, via any other network, right? We are getting access to customer environment because of the business justification. And the customer environment, there might be a R&D sector that is also got accessible because of the, we need to access something though that is also getting associated with it. Or probably customer have their own, database of programming or coding to be utilized by their people, right? Not by their vendor like us. And to get some solution, some people just takes, let's say it is allowed because of some reason, copying data from customer environment to take your own organization environment. You copied it and posted it for the solution of posting on the LinkedIn or GitHub. Hey, this program not working. Somebody can give me a solution. You never know at back in customer is tracking that whatever data you are capturing, where you are using, storing, putting, publishing, and that can lead to a copyright infringement. Right? That is one. Second, generally, I ask this question during my sessions to all my, whoever is attending. Let's say you have a free internet access because of business requirement. You have got free internet access on your laptop from your organization. Security exceptions been approved by the risk officers and security leaders, right? Your leadership, and you have to perform some activity suggested and the software has been suggested to you by the customer or by your organization that only this software has to be used. You know very well that there is a one freeware software available on the internet. I can download it. I have a free internet access. I have an admin access. Sorry, I just missed it. Admin access also. You have admin access also because of business requirement justification. Approved business admin access. Okay, I did. There's a freeware software. I can very quickly install it. Nobody will come to know. I will install it. I will utilize it because I know that this software, which is there freely available, will save my at least 1 hour that I'm going to spend on the software which has been prescribed or suggested by customer or my organization. Still, we should refrain installing that software. What are the two reasons? One, we never know that software you might going on some wrong website and downloading because of your admin access, you will be able to install it. And that might have a rootkits, Trojan horses, or some malicious codes, keyloggers that can steal your data or your customer data that can not only impact your laptop or desktop with the other neighborhood laptop, and the malicious code will start disseminating in whole organization network. And it can be a big issue, really big issue. That is one. Second, you never know that the software which is you are installing and using, it is freeware for home user, for individual, not like some big organization wherever you are working on, you're like a big organization who are making money on the software by using the software. It is not allowed to exploit that software for commercial uses. Nobody actually use those terms and conditions, right? So that can lead to a very serious issue. In 2008 only, there was a AutoCAD or something. Very big raid was been made by police department and this Microsoft, all big organizations, and in same time. And what happened generally? Let's say they're the freeware software. They are tracking it back in how many IP addresses in India or in the whole world are using my my software, right? And in between, they will say, okay, they're the one very well-known, very big organization. In that organization, 100 IPs are reflecting, okay, this organization is using my software. Then they will take action. They will raid with the police people. They will send a legal notice, copyright violation notice, and then they will say immediately, buy my you are using 100 system are using my software. Now buy immediately 50 licenses on my terms and conditions. Otherwise, I will going to proceed with the legal proceedings, right? That can lead to a very serious consequences for the organizations, right? That's why we should refrain installing freeware software, even though technically we can, right? And one of the other very important condition is the software are copyrightable in India, but in US this can be a patented also. And patent is a very serious IP, right? So you can see that in a previous slide that how one of the Indian IT firm paid how many $1 million to Epic. That is just one case, one example I have given because they have lack of timing. Within 1 hour, I cannot explain all those case laws. So that's why copyright and software coding is very important for us. Industrial design, any product aesthetic value of the aesthetic value of the product, right? That can be a industrial design, right? So why I'm taking here, because in my experience, I have seen during audit that there are accounts who have access to some, because every business now seeking support from IT services. At backend, some or the other organization from India providing backend services to all sort of companies. In my knowledge, I have seen some shipping organization. They have, taking support of one of the Indian-based IT firm, and due to business requirement that IT folks had access to the ship, the shipping department were doing some R&D to come up with a better design of ships, construction of ship, right? And the design were accessible to our IT folks, and they were not giving a appropriate attention to the data. I mean, they're taking printout and the printout is lying somewhere on the floor. They are logging into their environment, copying data from their environment to our environment, right? And long back, I saw that. Similar kind of thing I've seen that, big electrical company is seeking support of, hired as a vendor as a big IT firm. And that IT firm folks don't know whether, because that big electrical firm who is coming up with a new fridge design or refrigerator or any what do you call, a lot of things, there are a lot of devices they're coming, right? A fridge, TV, and vacuum cleaner, right? So they are coming up with a new technology, new additions, wherein the new addition of design, new addition of device, that electric device will have a better performances from the previous one, right? So being an IT service provider, we need to have that understanding. Hey, if I have got the access to the data because of business requirement, I need to pay due diligence, due care while managing the data by copying the data in our environment or doing something on that, right? Because that is a subject matter of IP, and when it is a patent, right? This is a patent. So when it is a patentable thing, so patent is always granted for technology, whether it's a chemical engineering, whether it's some electrical engineering, whether it's a mechanical engineering, IT, information technology, right? So patent always granted for technology. And we all are technical people. We are all 24/7 working in technology. So you never know that, once there are two objectives of having this session. First, we all are technical people, creative people. We must understand what the intellectual property is, so that first we should respect other intellectual property. Second, we should respect our intellectual property. And in our day-to-day activity, we never know that we might come up with something very innovative, very novel, having some novelty in the feature that can be a boom for the organization, and not for the organization, for the country, right? I can tell you that, yesterday also one of the person did suicide because of some husband-wife issues. I think somewhere in Agra. Sometime back in Bangalore also same thing happened. Not now. When I was in that law firm in 2008, that time I was watching Big Boss at that time. Now I'm not watching Big Boss. At that time I was watching Big Boss, and one idea clicked in my mind. Hey, can we recommend some big psychologist, marriage counselor, that if there are some problem between husband and wife because of the multiple reason, now they are working in isolation, away from their house, away from their extended family, can these people can come up with some solution wherein they are offering the first time if husband wife is coming some serious issue, now they are at the verge of taking divorce, right? Okay, take divorce. Give me 2 months time. This is my house, 24/7. We have a surveillance at the house. We will observe you very keenly. Who is getting triggered for what reason? Who is having some, both of them probably will have a problem, but they are psychologists. They have their own scientific methodologies to assess the personalities and to come up with and basis on the assessment, they might recommend some better ways to come up with those small issues, right? Nowadays, because of these small issues, a lot of people are doing suicide. So we can, up to some extent, we can restrict it, right? So this Big Boss is actually a patented program of, I think, Germany-based company. And whoever is using those ideas, they have to pay the royalty. I think now Telugu Big Boss is also there. Same fashion, similarly, if we will tweak the requirement, okay, we are not doing for entertainment, we are doing it for scientific solution for psychological issues or behavioral issues of couples, right? And then basis on the assessment, they might come up with the scientific way solutions that might work. We never know. I did some research at that time on the Delphion, Thomson Reuters, on those innovation platform databases, and I found there was no such process was there. I just out of fun, I was just told them, okay, let's have a patent. But yeah, now I think somebody should do that because that might help a society at large, like anything. Similarly, if you think that within your account, within your organization, there is some problem, there is some process, you see some problem in that process, and you have something that that you can overcome with that problem. That is a patent. That is a subject matter of patent. It can be for product patent, it can be for process, it can be for technology, right? And your organization can get benefited out of it. Not only a financial benefit, reputational benefit. As I said when I started my session, that strength or the reputation of any country, organization, educational institution has to be decided by a multiple parameter. But yes, IP is one of the very critical parameter, right? So that's what the patent is. Patent is always granted for technology. Just like designs, copyright, nowadays everything is coming on the chip level programming, right? Where layout design with the name, address, all getting registered. Everything have a chip. On that chip, there are certain level of programming, certain type of programming is being made, right? So now every country, this is for India, Indian geography. So now that semiconductor integrated circuit layout design registry is also there. And all big countries are getting their chip level networking programming and all getting registered under this act, right? So in case, as I said, IT is now backbone of all sort of businesses. So you never know tomorrow in your firm, one of the account wherein you are accessing the data of Philips at backend, their database. Due to some business requirement, you have to go there and access their environment, do some maintenance, development, and whatever. And there you have this chip level programming database also there, right? You should be very careful that, okay, what I'm copying, how we are copying, whether I'm allowed to go there or not, all those things, right? Just for awareness, but it is very critical. So once my intention of, once we are completing the session, we should be able to think that, yes, just like a data protection, we should also be very careful, should have some due diligence on IP matters as well. And that will come only once you will be able to differentiate. Okay, trademark is not very relevant for me. GI is not very relevant for me, but this semiconductor integrated circuit layout design act is very relevant. Patent is very relevant. Copyright is very relevant for me. Yeah. Now you can see. Recently, it is very recent case wherein same chip design data got leaked by Google, and the Google sued that the engineer for that, right? So might be that that person never had knowledge on this, that he's not allowed to leak this data or steal this data. I have masked all those names because the intention is just to create awareness. Nothing like some name should be get defamed in the entire session, right? So that's what. It is a very recent case of Google. Now I was talking about copyright. Now everybody is using ChatGPT. Even in my own organization, I keep telling people, please do not use avoid using ChatGPT. Use ChatGPT only for reference. If you're using it, make sure that whatever you're copying from ChatGPT makes significant changes in the code, programming, database, or document or anything. Because see how our Indian news agency has sued OpenAI in Delhi High Court. It is a very recent case wherein they are saying that OpenAI have taken the content which has been created by Indian news agency. So this is a starting. This kind of thing will keep coming in upcoming days, and we have to think upon how can we, what kind of action we can take from our end to ensure that there should be no such things happening in our organization, and we should be able to restrict it. In the US, they are coming up with the Digital Millennium Copyright Act in 1996 only, because they are think ahead. As I said, they are so smart. Let me give you the one story. In 2008, I went in IIT Kanpur. There was a big seminar from MHRD for IP related issue only. I was in Triple IT Allahabad at that time. So from college, my professors took me, the four student and a professor, for 3 days seminar in IIT Kanpur. And there we came to know during the discussion, Dr. Vandana Shiva confirmed that, at that time only sometime back, one pharma company filed a case, got the patent right on the medicinal value of the turmeric, right? And they started claiming on all the Indian-based, even a small firm, Ayurvedic firm, right? Wherever people are using turmeric as a medicine, are mixing it in some whether allopathic, Ayurvedic, whatever, they have to pay royalty to that firm. And then how come we won that case? We won that case in one World Intellectual Property Organization, that is a international court for intellectual property related disputes, like our domain name dispute, right? Two people have got the domain name Sony, SONI or SONY.com, and they can claim, hey, this is my domain, how can you use such kind of domain? Disputes are also getting settled in WIPO. So our authorities from Indian government, they got the Bhojpatra from the museum, wherein the Bhojpatra or all Sanskrit mantra has written there thousands of years ago, which is talking about the importance of turmeric as a medicinal and the medicinal benefits of the turmeric. And that got interpreted in the International Court of Law, and then that patent got rejected basis on that, right? So that's what, this is just one example that how come if we see something, say something, right? From IP perspective, not only from security perspective. So see, the moment you see that, okay, this is something new, just check it within your organization. Can we get some rights on it? Because it looks very unique, innovative, and very, very useful, right? So DMCA is one act which came in 1996 in US to make sure whatever digital data. So now we are, after so many years, now we have a digital Personal Data Protection Act. It's still a lot of UN cries happening, right? So that time only they got to know, okay, there will be a ways wherein people will start publishing their copyrighted material, patented material that can get leaked. So is there any mechanism to penalize them in the court of law? That's what the DMCA does. And we have a digital rights management, wherein segregation of duty, role-based access control, watermarking of the content, password protected content, device control like Netflix and all, they are coming up, right? Hashing of the content, right? All those are well-known security control that are being utilized for digital rights management. So digital rights management is not only talking about right, to check it whether who are the authorized people or not. So that is also security only, right? So in a way, digital rights management is talking about security, that, okay, only authorized people should have access to this data. That is what we need to think, that perspective. Yes, this is what the data is published on the internet. how can we ensure that only authorized people should have access, not only from data security perspective, but plus IP protection, IP intellectual property perspective as well. So here are the IP applicability in IT industry. We should have a due diligence. Probably we can have a inventory of all kind of IP which is existing at function level, project level, and the inventory should specifically say that whether this IP which is accessible to our people belong to our customer, or third-party vendor, or our own IP, right? Ensure that we are not mixing IPs, taking some data from here, taking some data from there, and mixing it. We have a lot of plagiarism tools available nowadays. Customer clients are using to check it out in case any data is being copied from some other sources wherein we are not allowed to use those data, right? Validate the effective and smooth process of during re-engineering. Also, we need to think the same process. Prevent any IP pollution at initial stage itself, because at later stage it will become very difficult to go back again and start the thing from scratch. IP awareness need to be created. So we already providing all security awareness program, data security awareness program. We can just have 1 or 2 slides so that, at least people should start understanding there is something on IP. And it is not only important for your organization, it is important for as a country, we need it. As a nation, we should have understanding on IP, so that we should be able to not only protect our own IP, we should be able to safeguard and ensure that our people are not infringing somebody else's IP. As an organization, it is very, very critical. We should very clearly see any contextual. So if you talk about trademark rights, I have seen a lot of accounts wherein very clearly customer mentioned that you're not supposed to mention. Let's say you're working in a segregated ODC, right? Restricted ODC. So work there, provide services from there only, but do not mention my a customer name within the ODC. And I have seen during customer visit, some of the very excited leadership, they will say, hey, put everywhere the customer name, they will be very happy. No, they will not be very happy. They will get angry on that. That will directly lead to a contextual violation. You see that, since this Modi government came, we were in the world at 81st rank. Now we are at 14th rank throughout the world when it comes to the filing patents and IP matters. So that is a good sign. But as I said, some of the organizations nowadays, what they do for the sake of having patent, they're filing patent. Sometimes it is not very important, not very critical, not very useful also, but okay, I will be able to say that I have a number of patent in my name. So all those things matter, all those things like internal matter, organization has to assess, people has to assess whether how much useful it is. Like I missed very good opportunity at that time in 2008. I very clearly was aware that there was no such process wherein we can suggest individual to resolve their personal issue like couples, right? But I didn't took action. Anyways, probably somebody will have taken action on all those. Here is one certification. Anybody can do it freely from World Intellectual Property Organizations. You will get a very good understanding on fundamental IP requirement, and at least at leadership roles. I recommend very strongly that all the leaders, at least working within the organization, should be aware, because I've seen there is a gap, lack of awareness at that front as well. Basis on my interpretation and interaction during the audits, assessments with leadership. Oh, so finally, I am done with my presentation. Here is one link. Just wanted to know what you understand. So this is the link which was there in the last slide of my presentation. And I wanted to know what is wrong in this link. This link is no. This statement, you can read this statement and tell me what is wrong in this statement.
Hyderabad.
Is it Hyderabad?
I think it should be GI, not patent.
It should be GI, not patent.
Yeah. So this should be GI, not patent. So by completing my session, what I'm trying to say, our pride of Indian government, Navratna company, they have a lack of awareness on intellectual property protection. Somebody else is simply encashing their goodwill and reputation, right? Our number one IT firm of India, they have a lack of awareness on IP and intellectual property matters. And now our one, it's one of the topmost news media, like news channel, they also don't have awareness on intellectual property matter. So that shows
Actually,
that how, yeah.
This one is supposed to be, they have a legal editor as well. I don't know why they didn't pass it through them. But if you see a lot of legal matters, there is a legal editor who comes for respective channels. So
Correct,
somehow
correct.
in some hurry, this guy pushed it. But these kind of matters are pushed through the respective legal
This is not a kind of
editors.
this is not a kind of a blunder, but it shows that okay, we are not aware, right? We are giving a wrong
Such a big
information.
channel,
Yeah.
correct.
So
I
that is it,
understand.
sir. Thank you very much for being wonderful audience. I'm done with my presentation. If anybody have any query or concern, let me know.
Thank you, Anjani Kumar Garu. This is a wonderful session. Let's see questions. Srinivasan?
Yeah, so Mr. Anjani, thank you for the session. A quick question is that we see many brands which are in the market also, especially in the food products category. You have a similar color, design, and also the name is quite close to it. And it basically, it creates a confusion in customer's mind. In such kind of cases, what happens? Because more or less it reflects the same, the color, the design, little bit name change and happens.
So,
What
sir,
happens in
yeah.
cases?
So first of all, sir, I'm no more a IP attorney. I'm now a security professional, just like you all. But yes, the basis on my understanding, what I can tell you that these firms have their own intellectual property attorneys, and they come up with their, so very simple, phonetically, visually, structurally, brands are different. That is a common plea. No other attorney will take phonetically. Let's say canosine. Canosine is also a medicine. You can see canosine, crocin, right? So the big fight happened. I think sir is from Madhu sir is from Novartis, so you might be aware of very well. So during my tenure, I could see lot of cases from pharma companies only because of the molecules what they use. They add some name, prefix or suffix, and then they will okay. This is canosine. This is crocin. Some demam, some prefix and a suffix, and they will claim that okay, because of molecule we are using this brand. Similarly, so basically either somebody is not taking action, sometimes people take action and sue them in the court of law or object their applications, but still that is, behind the curtain. So we are not aware that somebody have already filed a case against the Puma, which is the similar name of Puma, I mean shoe brand. So that is all happening. And the onus is there with the brand owner. Sometimes they see, okay, sometimes what they want intentionally to let them grow. Just like, we have a 4% of the annual turnover of the organization. Okay, let them earn more. Then I will file case so that the calculation will be, the penalty will be huge, right? Similarly, let the other company grow. Once they will grow, then I will file a case against them so that I will get a huge compensation. So different strategy, different, different backgrounds are there during these cases. Yeah. Hope that would suffice.
Thank you. And next question from Chakri.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, thank you. There are two questions from mine. Like the first question is with respect to the customer intellectual properties, like where the service organizations will be paying the penalty. Customers should make awareness to the associates, right? Like, for example, it's like by mistake they had provided the access. The associates might not aware that like they are accessing and using the IP related information, right? Somehow it's like they'll be opening something and will be getting access. That by clicking that doesn't mean violating a IP, or it's a violating an IP.
Only by clicking it, it should not be a violation of IP. So very good question. So in one condition only that can lead to a violation of IP. If so, one of the criteria for filing patent is it should be novel throughout the globe, right? Let's say customer is, as I said, software is a patentable in the US. Let's say they are coming up with the customer team is creating some very unique software, right? And in patent, one page synopsis of invention, if that will go in a public domain, then you cannot file patent on it because it is now no more a novel, it's a public, right? Even though it is a very useful. So by clicking on it, probably it will get leaked and published on some other GitHub or some other portal. Then it will lead to a violation, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah. And the second question is about the certification, like what are the URL you have shown, like it's something else, like from India, are we having to scale up from basics to learn to a mid-level kind of thing with respect to
There are a lot of awareness programs are being conducted by our Indian IP offices, right? But that you can IP India office you can explore. You might see some I know they're not doing regularly. They are probably monthly, quarterly basis. Some programs that they're running. I know. So you can learn the basic of intellectual property matters. But the very good is that WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization. There you can do that course. It will take some time, but once you complete, you will have a very good understanding. After that, nobody will, you will not have any confusion during discussion IP issues with customer, internal stakeholder, or anybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
IP is also like a data. Yeah.
Managing security itself is a big challenge. Now we get into IP. Only working knowledge should be enough. I don't think you should go so deep because legal department will feel they're threatened if you start,
So what I do,
getting
whenever
into
I
their
go,
domain.
yeah, we are not entering into their domain. It is legal, but during why it is coming under our, there's the connect. Why it should be considered by the security professionals. We are segregating the data basis on the data classification. This is restricted data. This is public data. This is the company confidential. This is the customer confidential, right? So during that categorization only, we should have some category for this data also. Whenever the IP data is there, being a data protection officer, being a data security officer, data security professional, if we look into it and highlight it to the legal team, hey, this is data. We never know who is the owner, the delivery or the project manager is not understanding the criticality of this data and it is making it public, right? And basis on the type of IP, we should define, okay, there are do's and don'ts on this data. Just like we are providing do's and don'ts for PI, SPI and financial data. So up to this extent, if you are for giving our some information, that is more than sufficient. And after that, once we highlighted the risk, let the leadership and delivery, whoever the data owner, take the appropriate actions. Why this clicked on my mind? Because this is also data. This is also intangible asset. That's what.
Next question, maybe we'll take one more. Sujay.
Yeah, Sujay, please go ahead.
You are on mute if you're talking.
Any other questions?
No.
So Anjani Kumar, I just have one quick question. So I just put it in the chat also. In what kind of audits we do this kind of IP audit? Is it there in some kind of ISMS or what kind of audits
Very good question. Very good question. Are we doing any kind of AI audit as of now?
No.
No, right? So very good question. Recently I was having some discussion with my CISO and I just tell them and he was laughing at like anything. I said, ISMS, PIMS, AIMS, BCMS, and IPMS. They all have to work together to ensure that we are covering all sort of data and all sort of risk from cybersecurity perspective. So artificial intelligence management system, ISMS, PIMS, personal information management system, BCMS, business continuity management system. So in all that, we can just add one more flavor of, okay, intellectual property management system. So they all have to work together as a management system to ensure the data, wherever it is, getting processed, managed, stored, circulated, that appropriate controls are there at place. So there should be no dedicated IPMS kind of thing need to be there. You are just creating a check list of all the critical assets for the account. There should be one more criteria. Okay, do this account or do this business process have some sort of IP asset associated with it? If yes, what is that? Whether it's a design, trademark, patent, what it is, right? Kind of. Only one liner will suffice the requirement. should suffice the requirement.
Okay. Do we have Sujay?
Yeah, yes, Madhu. Sorry, I got disconnected, so I couldn't hear. Um, so my question is, you already told about AI/AMS. Now, I was recently writing a AI usage policy for a client where I had specified that they cannot claim IP on any data that is generated through use of AI systems. So would that be a correct statement, or is there some process through which we can obtain patents or IPs for content generated using AI systems?
If they are creating some data based on AI, right? And so let them claim. What is your problem? If they are claiming that that it is my IP, right? So if somebody's right will get, they are not infringing your right, right? Are they infringing your right? No, they are
No, that is
taking
my
from
question. I mean, can we claim IP if we generate that input or anything through AI? If you generate that patented
So
IP
that is
through
a
AI.
very debatable question. Very nice question, actually. So as of now, it's better not to claim any IP rights which has been taken on the data which has been taken from AI, because you saw that, right? How ANI or Indian Nation News Agency have or sending legal notice to AI company, right? That is a very burning example for that. So we cannot be sure that this is a copyrighted free material which we are getting from Chat GPT or AI machines. We cannot be sure, because they are, whatever they are getting, they are collecting, and from there only they are generating some data. So tomorrow if somebody is saying that, okay, this is my data, I've created it, and if they have all the evidences available, so this is very debatable. And if somebody is saying something, they should have all the documentary cogent records and evidences to prove them in the court of law. Yeah.
Understood. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all.
Okay. I don't see any more questions. Rohit, most of the patents are done in US. Do we have any Indian body who does patents?
Indian bodies, all big companies are having patents. Like if you take the example of any Tata or Mahindra or Novartis, everybody, all the companies have their own patents, and we have a patent offices, which is available in all four geography. As I said, initial only Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata, and what else? One, Ahmedabad, I think. Yeah, Mumbai.
Yes,
All four
I know
offices
for
are there.
sure. India also has the patent office.
So I was telling you, right, that earlier we were in 81 position. Now we are in 40 position throughout the globe when it comes to the filing of patents and innovative things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent. There are no more questions. You can always post it to the chapter, and you can reach out to Anjani Kumar on LinkedIn and other channels as well. Thank you for joining. And if you are not the member of the chapter, I strongly recommend you become the member. We have posted the details at the beginning of this chat as well. So it's a wonderful session. What can I say? So I told you at the beginning of the session itself. In fact, I was hoping to spend a little bit more time in with the recent developments with AI and all. How do we ensure that we are complying? We work for large organizations and use many technologies. So we need to make sure that we are complying with the laws, right? Patents and whatnot, whatever that we use. So it's still out there. I think with the advent of this AI and all, how things will evolve, what is right, what is wrong. Still it's a evolving space for me. I look forward for that. Maybe a couple of months down the road, we will have a better matured, landscape with AI coming in with the IPs. So we'll have another session at that time. So thank you all for joining. You will receive a feedback form on your registered email address. Please suggest how we can improve these sessions and any topics that you would like to see in the near future. Thank you all. Have a wonderful the rest of the day, rest of the evening.
Thank you,
all. Thanks,
sir. Thank you,
Sanjini,
everybody.
and
Thank
have
you.
a great weekend, all of you. Thanks, Madhu and Sandeep, for
Thank you.
this. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.